few formats that are around that have popped up. There's Red, there's Viper, there's the ARRI D21. They all work off a very similar principle, and that's basically taking a digital SLR sensor, which is a raw sensor, and making it capture at over 25 frames a second. That's basically all they're doing. And because obviously digital SLRs have become very popular and everybody's quite happy with the look of what a CMOS sensor produces, these cameras have also become very popular. And, you know, they actually do produce probably one of the best digital pictures I've seen around. And, you know, finally something that you can grade and push around and recover highlights and low lights, and the resolution is also another bonus. People think 4K is an overkill, but I've got to say, since we've been posting it, we did that. So anyway, what I'll do is I'll go back to, before we talk too much about any of that, I should go back to the first page and talk about software programs. And we'll go a little bit through settings and probably what you're all here for, how to actually make the best looking file for your client and deliverables. There's 4 main programs out there. There is lots of other programs as well. It's hard to keep up with what's out there. We kind of research it maybe once a year. I quickly went to our IT guy when I knew I had this night and go, can you quickly look up all the software programs and make sure that we're still using the best programs around? And he came back to me only this morning and said, yes, it still looks like we're using the right one. So, on that, if he's done his research correctly, we use both Compressor and Episode. Sorensen Squeeze is another program out there, and Cleaner is also another program out there. So, just to get an idea of what people are using here, hands on Compressor, most people. Episode, didn't think too many people were using that one. Sorensen Squeeze, and Cleaner. Cool. From what we've read on the net, as well as independent tests that we've done internally, we've actually found both Compressor and Episode come out on top, both for different reasons. Not to say that Sorensen Squeeze or Cleaner do a bad job, but we've just found that Compressor, now that doesn't crash all the time, actually does do one of the best jobs for H.264s and also the fastest as far as encoding goes. It's easy to use. It obviously ties in with Final Cut, which most of you are editing on. Comes bundled with Final Cut, so you don't have to go out and pay for it. And generally is actually quite a good program. As far as doing long form goes, you can use QMaster and render farms for getting faster encoding going and all that sort of stuff. As far as commercial editors go, your computer should be quick enough just to quickly do a H.264 anyway. Cons. It's not for PC. So if you happen to be on a PC, you're out of luck. It's really bad at making MPEG-1s too. So don't do your MPEG-1s in Compressor. Hence why we bought Episode, purely for doing MPEG-1s. Episode is probably one of the best programs for doing MPEG-1s. It's quick, it actually makes reasonably good quality MPEG-1s as far as MPEG-1 quality goes. And is easy to use, and it's available both on Mac and Windows. There is a pro version of Episodes that pretty much encodes every single format you can possibly think of. It's a very fast encoder. I think we don't run the pro version because we don't need to encode to the formats that it likes, all the other different formats. The formats that we use it for comes in the standard version. And the standard version runs at around about $490. And the Pro version is about $900. So obviously it is an additional package to buy on top if you're really concerned about MPEG-1 compression. Otherwise, there's other tools out there that do MPEG-1, and you might even find a little third-party app that does quite a good job. How many people here do use MPEG-1? The commercial editors. Okay, well maybe we don't need to talk too much about MPEG-1. We use it not on a daily basis, but not far off it, and simply because a lot of our clients, although agencies can read H.264s, we find the clients of the agencies still can't, and we still have to usually deliver an MPEG-1 along with the H.264 that we deliver, which is really unfortunate. So we bought Episode for that because it at least makes the MPEG ones readable. In that sense, still can't read the disclaimers. Both Sorensen and Cleaner, we've done tests in the past, have usually found them a little bit slower, have still not found their H.264 to be up with Compressor. And also I've found their MPEG-2, which we use for encoding to DVD, on a par, but because we've already got Compressor and it's fast and scriptable, we've stuck with Compressor. So there's nothing against those programs, we just don't use them internally ourselves. But it's not to say they're not great programs. In saying that, MPEG-2 is the other thing that I think should probably be talked about tonight. Most people probably don't deliver it as a file-based delivery. They obviously use it to encode to make a DVD. There's 1,001 ways you can make DVDs on a computer. We're probably all doing it a different way in here. And we've got our own way as well. I can show you a few ways to do it and keep it quick, because at the end of the day there's nothing worse than doing an edit and then spending the rest of the afternoon trying to make your DVDs, which is quite frustrating. Client asks for menus, tell them you can't do them. They're a pain. No, unfortunately, yes, you do have to make menus, and there's no quick way. If you're all on FCS, then you've obviously got DVD Studio Pro bundled. It's not a bad program, it's due for an update. It's a bit clunky, but most of the DVD programs out there that make DVDs aren't that great anyway. And making menus in a DVD is a clunky way of doing things anyway, so unfortunately that's just it. You can always just talk them into just saying, look, 5 seconds of black and chapter markers, and it's just a lot cleaner and nicer, and that's the way you should have your DVD. Which is the way we do it in here.
Well, what you can do with that is you can set up a preset template that has your corporate logo and 4 buttons on it.
Absolutely, we did that, but no one wants your corporate logo on their DVD.
Switch.
You can, look, you can absolutely do that, and look, we still do menu DVDs, and the best way to go and do it is set up templates and do, default project, 2 commercials if you're doing commercials, default project, 3 commercials, default project, 4 commercials, and do it up to 10 and hope that you're never cutting more than 10 commercials. So yes, absolutely. I mean, the whole thing tonight, and it's what we've done, is about being organised. There's no point in doing an edit and suddenly going, oh God, I've got to make a H.264, cool, I'll go in here and I'll make some sliders, and oh, it's the wrong file size, I'll code it again, oh, it's the wrong file size, and oh, it's looking crap now, what button have I hit, So we don't touch any of, we've made our own presets, we don't touch them, The best thing to do is break it down into either, if you're a commercial editor, most of your commercials are 30 seconds, right? It's pretty easy to do the maths to go, okay, I've cut a 60, if I use my 30-second template that comes out at 4.5 meg, it's obviously going to come out at 9 meg if I apply it to the 60. I need a 4.5 meg one. Well, I better make a 60 template as well. If you're doing long form, break it down to minutes. Do your little templates and go, okay, well, this little template at a minute equals 10 meg.
Well, just on that note, one question I was going to ask you is, can you give us some recipes, if you like, for what makes a good MP4 at X minutes?
Absolutely, which is what I will probably actually start showing. There's a few settings in a few of the programs to help things out a little bit. It comes down to 4 main things. How long you've got to encode, in the sense of whether it's 60 seconds, 5 minutes, whatever. Your actual frame size that you're displaying, and the audio quality and the video quality. It's as simple as that. And yes, there are certain softwares, even if you have all those things set up and you do a H2, say we do a H.264 and compressor with a 640 by 480, say it's a 4.3, and the file comes out at 9 meg and I've got the audio set to 128 kilobits, and then I do exactly those same settings and put it into episode, and it comes out at exactly the same file size, the compressor one will actually look better, right? And it's simply because Compressor's engine and its algorithms for making the H.264s are better than episodes, right? So there's those things you go, well, cool, I'm just going to find the best software to do my H.264.